The most expensive mistake you can make is continuing a journey that leads nowhere, simply because you have already walked 1,000 miles. You are being held hostage by your own history. You stay in a job you hate. You hold on to stocks that are crashing, and you remain in relationships that drain your soul, all because you are terrified of wasting what you have already put in. But here is the truth they do not want you to face. That time is gone. That money is spent. By refusing to let go, you are not saving your past. You are murdering your future. You are throwing good years after bad ones, and the architects of this system love you for it. Because a man who cannot let go is a man who can be easily controlled. The Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman spent his life studying this flaw. He calls it loss aversion. He discovered that the pain of losing is twice as powerful as the joy of gaining. Your brain is wired to protect what you have, even if what you have is a burning building. You would rather stay inside and burn than step out into the cold and start over. This biological glitch is the reason why the masses stay poor while the elite grow wealthy. The elite do not look at what they have lost. They only look at what they can still gain. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca warned us about this thousands of years ago. He said that we are not given a short life, but we make it short by wasting it. The most common way to waste life is to invest it in a sunk cost. You believe that persistence is a virtue, but persistence in a mistake is a mental illness. But wait. Before you think you are too rational to fall for this, consider the Concorde Effect. In the 1970s, the British and French governments knew their supersonic jet was a financial disaster. But they kept pouring billions into it simply because they had already spent millions. They could not admit failure. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you how you are doing the exact same thing with your side hustle or your degree. Stay with me, because if you do not understand this mechanism, you are currently paying a stupidity tax that you did not even know existed. If you are starting to realize that your loyalty to your past is a chain around your neck, then you are ready for the shift. We are building a community of 100,000 elite minds who understand that the most powerful word in the English language is next. We do not look back, we look through. This is your chance to cut the anchor. Subscribe to join the intellectually sovereign. The author Seth Godin talks about the dip. He argues that winners quit all the time. They just quit the right things at the right time. The average person thinks quitting is for losers. But the elite know that quitting a dead-end path is the only way to find the highway. If you are in a cul-de-sac, a dead end, and you keep driving, you are not being determined. You are being delusional. Think about the United States student debt crisis. Millions of young people spend 4 years and $100,000 on a degree they do not want, only to spend the next 40 years in a career they despise. Why? Because they feel they must use the degree they paid for. They are sacrificing their entire lives to justify a 4-year mistake. This is the sum cost fallacy in its most lethal form. They are not building a career. They are serving a prison sentence for their younger self. Does this sound familiar? Are you holding on to something right now because you are afraid of what people will say if you quit? In the next chapter of this discussion, I will reveal the casino secret, the exact psychological trick used by gambling dens to make sure you never walk away from a losing streak. They make you feel like the big win is just one more bet away. This trick is being used on you every time you open your banking app or your social media. Do not turn away, because your freedom is on the line. If you have ever felt like you were in too deep to quit, even when you knew you were losing, like this video, it is the first step to reclaiming your power. The philosopher John Baudrillard discussed the concept of hyperreality. We become so obsessed with the simulation of progress that we ignore the reality of failure. We look at the years we have put into a project as seniority or experience. But if the project is failing, those years are just sunk costs. We are living in a simulation where we believe that hard work always pays off. It does not. Hard work on the wrong path only leads you further into the woods. Consider the IKEA effect. Research shows that people value things more simply because they put effort into building them. You value your failing business more than a profitable one because you bled for it. But the market does not care about your blood. It only cares about value. The elite minds are antifragile, as Nassim Taleb describes. They love small failures because it saves them from the great collapse. They kill their darlings. They cut their losses before the loss becomes their identity. Now, let us talk about the gambler's fallacy. You believe that because you have lost for so long, you are due for a win. This is the heartbeat of the sunk cost trap. The universe does not owe you a win because you have suffered. The stock market does not care how much you paid for a share. The only thing that matters is what it is worth right now. Stay with me, because I am about to show you how to perform a zero-based audit on your own life to see exactly how much of your potential is being stolen by your past. Comment below. What is one thing you are holding on to right now? A job, a habit, or a person? Only because you have invested too much time. Let us break the chains in the comments. Think about the subscription trap in the USA. You pay for a gym membership you do not use, but you refuse to cancel it because you might go next week, and you do not want to admit the last 6 months were a waste. You are paying a monthly fee to keep a lie alive. Now multiply that gym membership by your career, your house, and your ego. That is the price of the sunk cost fallacy. The elite minds use a tool called opportunity cost. They do not ask, how much have I put into this? They ask, what else could I do with my time and money right now if I started with zero? While the masses are crying over spilled milk, the elite are busy buying a new cow. They understand that every second spent trying to fix a broken past is a second stolen from a brilliant future. But wait, there is a deeper level to this. What if I told you that the government uses your sunk costs to keep you supporting wars and failing policies? They tell you that we must continue to honor those who have already fallen. This is the ultimate emotional hijack. In the next few minutes, I will show you how to spot this manipulation in the news before it triggers your loyalty. This is where the rabbit hole meets the real world. The psychologist Leon Festinger spoke about cognitive dissonance. When we realize we have made a massive mistake, our brain experiences pain. To stop the pain, we tell ourselves a lie. It is not a mistake, it is an investment. We create elaborate stories to justify our stupidity. We become the authors of our own delusions. The elite do not lie to themselves. They accept the pain of being wrong today so they do not have to feel the pain of being broke tomorrow. Share this video with one person who is stuck in a dead-end situation. You might be the wake-up call they need. The strategist Sun Tzu taught that the greatest generals know when to retreat. He said that he who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious. If a position is lost, the elite mind abandons it instantly. They do not send more soldiers into a slaughterhouse just to save face, but the average person in the USA is obsessed with saving face. They would rather go bankrupt in a luxury car than be seen driving a used one, simply because they have already committed to the image of success. You are probably wondering, how do I know when to quit and when to keep going? This is the million-dollar question. And in the final moments of this video, I am going to give you a 3-step formula, the zero-base protocol, that the top 1% use to make every major decision. This formula will make it impossible for you to ever be trapped by a bad decision again. Do not move. Most people will finish this video and go right back to their sunk cost life. They will go back to the job they hate, the debt they cannot pay, and the people who hold them back. They will say, I will leave tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes because they are still mourning yesterday. They will stay asleep in a grave of their own making. They are zombies of their own history. But you have stayed until the end because you have felt the weight of the anchor. You have realized that quitting is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of supreme intelligence. You have realized that your most precious asset is not your money or your reputation. It is your remaining time on this earth, and you are done giving it away to mistakes that do not deserve you. The ultimate scarcity is not a rare diamond, it is a clean slate. A mind that can let go of everything that no longer serves it is the rarest and most powerful thing in the world. This is the final secret. The elite do not lose. They either win or they pay for a lesson and move on immediately. They do not stay at the desk once the class is over. If you want to stop paying the stupidity tax and start building a reality based on future gains instead of past losses, you belong here. We are the 100,000 who have the courage to say, "I was wrong," and walk away into the light. Subscribe to join the movement of the intellectually sovereign. Your past is a ghost. Your future is a choice. Which one will you feed?